Welcome to the Expert Division Star Spangled Tournament, hole number 1 for the weekend round. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. You can also ring that little bell. You get notified every time I go live or post new content. And if you like the videos, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Getting into hole 1, we're playing this drive. We're setting up. We're going to play an APOC 5+ drive. And we're setting up for a sniper rough bump here, okay? Using a Kingmaker. Now, you can play this with an APOC 4. You'll just need a P4, side spin 3, plus wind 3 ball to have the same starting position with an APOC 4 as we're playing with APOC 5 plus. P3 plus 10 max, 4.5 top spin only, unless you have APOC 4 or 5, then you will play 4.5 top spin and 0.5 left spin. The reason you add a little bit of left spin is because you got a little bit less curl, okay? So at P3 max extension, you'll have APOC 5 and 6 will be 1/3 of the white ring in the rough on the right at P3 max extension. APOC 7, you'll have your white ring touching the rough on the right at P3 max extension. APOC 8 will be as you just seen there, with the white ring 1/3 of a ring off of the right rough at P3 max extension. APOC 4 set up at the top of the plus 22 using a P4 plus ball and mimic the first bounce, right? I don't have a ring reference for you for an APOC 4, but if you notice here, I kind of came in slightly right of the gap. That's because I was testing APOC 5, a right curl there, and that is the reason I'm telling APOC 4 and 5 to add a half a bar left spin, because we want to go through that gap. We don't want to roll over the right edge rough line. But with that being said, it still wasn't a problem. Pay attention to your drive yardages here, because we're going to be using drive yards to get our approach slider position. The approach shot plays P3 minus 15% at slider. Here I'm going to start with 3.8 top spin, 1.3 right spin. I'm going to bring my ball guide up to where it's kind of pointing towards the hole, and the red ring is basically just off the rough fairway line on the right. You'll see I'm looking for a sticky spot, and if you notice what I'm doing here, if I shift it right, the ball guide starts to glitch out, and then you can shift it just back left till it stops glitching. Then you ought to be able to slide it side to side slightly, and it's a little sticky spot there. That's what I'm looking for every time. Once I get into that little sticky spot, respin it to where the tip of the ball guide is just touching the front of the hole, but aimed at the right center of the cup. So the very tip of the ball guide is just going to be just to the hole and aimed at the right center of the cup. Pull this one straight. P3 minus 15 at slider. 405 yards, which is what I drove this one here, is 27% slider. It's plus or minus 2.5% per yard above or below. So 405 was 27, 406 is 24, 407 is 21, 408 18, 409 16, 410 is 13, 411 is 11, 412 is 8, 404 is 29, 403 is 32, 402 is 35. Right, you should be in that range somewhere, and if you're not, it's plus or minus 2.5 per. Practice this one a couple of times. A very, very good chance at a drop. I dropped this one 5 times in a row. So if you practice this one a couple of times, you have a really good chance at walking away with an eagle on hole number 1. Good luck. Hope you get the drop, and we'll see you on the next hole.